Hey everybody, Runham here for another episode of the Desert Survival Series. So I have a lot of comments. David Sawicki mentioned that I should probably start tree sowing, seeing that it is the 5th of December. I'll never get used to that title. It's about time. So I'm just going to experiment with the cacti here. The growing season is now. Growing period never. We'll see. We'll see if that ever works. Obviously, I could probably do it climate control with a grow light on the soil. So we'll see if that is necessary. While we run the game a little slow, I will mention some others. Zembiotic mentioned that this path here kind of screws up my kill box, and it does. So I'm going to mine... probably where this metal is, mine a path down so they come back into this kill box. Speaking of the kill box, I really need to build that up. I've been slacking on that research badly. In hopes to get geothermal, but gunsmithing is next. Another comment, Arathakabe mentioned I ought to go in for some more solar. And he's not wrong. This would help alleviate the grow light power requirements. So I'll just toss that down there like that. Boom, done. That's some more grow lights. Let's see. Hexner mentioned one really easy, simple solution to Earth's needing a nasty bedroom would be just to concrete pave it. That's probably a pretty good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Kiara, I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but... she mentioned that it's probably not an incompetent cook. So the way that food poisoning works, and let me just go and explain this. Once you're level 9 or higher, you have a 0.1 chance for a food poisoning meal to be generated. I think that can be alleviated with a sterile environment. But either way, she mentioned that likely the meals that food poisoned everyone was ones I took off a raider rather than ones I cooked myself. And I think she's right. Or if you are a she, I don't want to assume. Giovanni mentioned more chairs for the workbenches might be a nice idea. I will work towards that. At least I can do stools. I do have a limited amount of steel. I don't know why I made a steel dining chair, but I can definitely do that with some stools. And then Danny Lee mentioned that 3-size chimneys are not warranted anymore. They're not needed. A 1-size chimney works fine. So I can then fix these chimneys. That it used to be that you needed larger chimneys, but clearly that isn't the case anymore. So let's go ahead and fix that. And those are all the comments that I've received that I thought warranted mention. Let's see. Psychoid plant. And cotton. This lovely little farm of mine. Yeah, we'll do another heal root. Nothing edible in this one. The edibles are coming out of this farm only. This farm is just drugs and cotton. And there's our another infamous brownout. All right, Philly. Let's go ahead and Omni is not on growing. Philly, Earth can grow. So Philly, you're just going to be researching. I really want to get that geothermal. I'm tired of these brownouts. So a lot of people wondered why I didn't put the power lines through the cave, and it's because basically bugs. That's very possibly one giant bug zone, and I didn't want to run the risk of Masterwork, nice. I didn't want to run the risk of having all my power cut right at the start of an infestation. Wow, these moisture pumps are definitely working now. You can see the first one I built, the experiment one, has spread significantly. I'm going to need some more down here for this big batch. But I'm glad that they're kicking in and working. It's nice. Alright, I think that's all the slag around, at least for now. I'm going to take them off of the slag. We have enough blocks, so I'm going to see if I don't have idle pawns, because I'm done with that. Oh, come on. I just need a little bit more research here. Alright, solar power panels will help. I'm out of components. It's like chicken and the egg, right? Alright, so let's replace this floor. Obviously, there was a lot of other things we could have done to make this bedroom bad. Like, we could have put him in the cave, we could have, you know, but I think it's fine where he is. Why are we building left to right? Alright, so it's awful now. So it's gonna be bad enough. All our plants are dying off due to the power shortages, so I'm just gonna kill the grow lights for now. So we're gonna have to resow a whole lot of crops. Some people did say I'm jumping the gun. I really needed to get the geothermal first. I didn't think it would take this long. What are you working on, Philly? Go back to research. We're like 18 points away from being done. Ta-da! Alright, now that we have geothermal, let's get geotherming. Which means we're going to need some additional components made by Santi. She was getting some love in there. And also let's fix these chimneys so we're a little bit better insulated. So according to Danny, we don't need all that extra space. It used to be that that was the case, but it is no longer true. Build from the... There we go. Yep, looks to be true. Good. So we are putting the steel down for this here. Quell is bringing some additional steel. Omni's building the walls that will protect it. Somewhat. Santi is... Santiago. What are you working on? You... Let's get you to craft. Oh, her skill... Alright, so this was the problem. Her skill climbed above 9. And now... she won't do it. So what is Omni's? Oh, they're about at the same crafting level at this point. Difference is burning passion versus normal. Ooh, it expanded even more. Nice. Alright, so the geothermal is getting ready to be built. Needs a little bit more steel, which looks to be being delivered. I'm not sure why they roofed it all up, but damage has been done now. So now we just need to wait for the components to be cranked out. Speaking of components, we can speed that up a little bit. We did have some to mine. Maybe just that one, huh? There is some more mining left to do on the map. I think I missed something down here. Yep, there's some steel. That was in the comments. Sorry I didn't reference who reminded me. And of course there's uranium from the cave. Might as well grab that while I'm thinking on it. Another thing I wanted to do is to build a roof on this. In case bugs ever spawn in this cave, I can kill the bugs real quick by setting fires in this cave. Speaking of which, let's go with remove roof. Okay, so the cave kind of starts here. We'll do this in sandstone. Ta-da! Alright, it's nap time. Where's Roman? He's coming back. Alright, it's been a while that I haven't had my grow lights on. I don't want the plants to rot. So we're going to start to try to grow them. We are generating excess power at the moment, which is good. And then the next step is just to get more geothermal. Alright, good. Santi is cranking out the components that we'll need. Haven't really named Anarchist. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's call him the Mudge. Mr. Mudge. So I'm gonna need to start investing in deep drilling. We've just about tapped the surface metals that I can easily find. From here on out, it will be a little bit harder to find. We have that solar that we needed. Obviously, the batteries are still hurting. We need to definitely generate more power. And then there was another one down here. So we will split this cable. It's a lot of slate walling, but in the end, I'll feel better having all this extra geothermal, knowing that it is at least behind some walls. Yes, I fully suspect that sappers are going to make short work of it if we ever have sapper runs and raids, but that is just a risk I take. Anyway, what I'm going to do for now is just forbid the actual geothermal generators, because I can think of a lot of better things to do with the steel. Oh, and then there's a little bit of steel there too. Ooh, there's an iguana. Hunting, earth and mudge, not midge. Mudge. Just looking around. Getting the map cleaned up. Now, was there anything in the world map? There was this, yes, bionic stomach, silver poker table. I was interested in that. How long would it take to get there and back? 5+ day round trip. That's not that quick. And that table's going to be pretty heavy. Or is that a reward? Yeah, that's the reward. Okay. So we wouldn't actually have to carry that back. I like how they're like, we struck compacted steel. It's like, you don't say. Don't you think that was predetermined a little bit? Okay, so now I'm going to prioritize the construction. And what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and remove the roof for the path, just because moving around in the dark, bumbling in the dark, makes us slower. Yes, a raider could benefit from this, but I'll run that risk. Which means I'm also going to want to remove the roof for any of this. Eventually, I will add in doors, extra doors, to compartmentalize. Alright, but there we go. We're not going to be able to remove, oh yeah, we'll be able to remove the roof. There we go. That is a lot of extra beautiful power. That will keep our community up and running smoothly and efficiently. Very nice. And we have all this slate block to allow us to really tap a lot of the power that's out there. And as you can see, we made some iguana meat. Let's see. Clear home zone. When we butcher things on the table, it's going to generate blood and make this bedroom even more awful. Although it's already awful, so I don't think it can be, doesn't need to be worse necessarily. While we're standing here, we're using slate and we're standing next to some slate. Is this slate as well? Yes, it is slate as well. So I might as well source some slate locally. Local organic slate. Oh, that was a bad joke. There's a lot of other buildings on this map that I could always break down. There's this big marble one that I've been ignoring. There's this, whatever's in there. Probably nothing friendly, but... Ooh, there's a cave here. I should be on the lookout for caves as well. Because no doubt there are some that I've overlooked. Okay, that's... I don't know why I broke all that sandstone, because that's obviously not what I meant to do. Alright, Mr. Omni. Quell, all of you. How's our research? We wanted gun turrets. Not a big cavern. Not that it could have been. There wasn't really a lot of area to allow for it, but... Alright, earth. Oh, wow. Yeah, right. I remember. The new area had a bunch of steel. Just looking at earth reminded me of that. So I was wondering where he was. So he should be working on the farm. That is his priority after all. Definitely have had less brownouts. And it's about to get a lot better once we get this additional geothermal. What I'm going to do is drop a little temporary steel here so that they're not hauling it all the way back home and then all the way back again, saving us a round trip or so. Let's see. I'm going to restrict Omni to Area 1 because constructors deprioritize deconstruction. They prioritize construction. So the only way I can get him to actually remove this stuff is to force him through restricting of the areas. But it's actually nap time, so let's lift that restriction. Sorry, Omni. Made you go to sleep outside on the floor. I'm a jerk. Actually, why are you resting? Oh, you're tired. That would be a very valid reason, I suppose. Alright, so we got gun turrets. I'd like to get, like, real turrets. Uranium and autocannons, and not just use the dinky gun turrets. A few plasteel turrets aren't terrible, but, you know, I want the real stuff, you know? Yeah, so these chimneys are working. Obviously, this chimney is way bigger than it needs to be as a result, but oh well. I don't even have these on. In fact, maybe midsummer they'll need to be on, but we're in midwinter. They don't really need to be on. Alright, let's change the restriction again. Get him to dig up all of this. Oh, he is recreating. Work frenzy, perfect. Fine, you can stargaze. I do think that the psychic emanator where they sleep is a good idea. A lot of people had their own ideas. One said put it in the rec room. I wanted to put it where they sleep so that their mood can go sky high during sleep time and possibly get inspired as a result. Maybe it's working, I'm not sure. But a work frenzy is nothing to scoff at. That's pretty handy. Okay. And back to doing whatever. But not really. I want you laying the blocks down. This way we're going to source local blocks, obviously, if I'm throwing them down. We still have... Alright, I'm going to try to put as much of the local steel in these as possible. Where Santi's still cranking out. Good. We actually have enough components for another one. There's plenty of steel here. I didn't want her carrying that away. Not while we have more construction to do. I know it's rec hour, but no recreation for Omni. He's happy anyway, right? And that's all that matters. Alright, so that's probably all of the... Nope. Alright, this is all the local steel we need, and the rest can go back home. And we're almost done with all 3 geothermals. And that will be an incredible source, as you can see, an incredible source of power. No longer inspired trade. That's okay. So we really haven't had to use any of the emergency meals in a while, which is nice. The additional farm is starting to yield. As you can see, these Seguro cactuses are growing. I guess what I could do is... I like contiguous grow zones. So let's try to get as many of those as I can. Obviously, I can't grow around the wind turbines. That would be a very bad idea. Very counterproductive, but alright, that's some more cactus zones. Clearly, there's still more dirt around there that I could use, but for now, I think it's fine. Philly is pressing ahead with the auto turrets. Roman is doing Roman things, mostly cooking. As you can see, the bedroom has a negative effect now that I have some good old blood in there. Earth is sowing some cacti. Oh boy, that takes a while. Glad I ain't him. Alright, they're hauling components, hauling blocks, that works. Let's start hauling this stuff back. It's nice to have all the steel laying out there, but I'd rather just start hauling it home. Doesn't really serve me if it's not home. Well, we haven't had a brownout since. What I'm gonna start doing is just keeping these benches powered on. Keep all this powered on. Let's do a real stress test of the of our grid here. Got gas operation now for autocannon turrets. Alright, there's another geotherm. And hauling some... Ooh, we got tattered apparel. Ooh, here's a really good stress test. So we're no longer generating solar, but it is in the morning when the lights are on. Yes, we are losing power for sure. I mean, one would expect that out of a eclipse, but if we turn off some of the extra crap we had on, with this geothermal that's about to get constructed, we'll actually be okay, which is pretty cool. Quell. This is the first time I've seen you not doing so well. Why is this so dirty? Who's got the tattered apparel? Quell does. That makes sense. Okay, so we need travel wear for her. We definitely have the cloth, so let's go ahead and queue that up. Okay, now we have all of the geotherm up and running. We are, even in an eclipse, we're fine. Turn on all the other tables. And if we check the temperature of the base, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. It's nice. All right, well, that's about all the time I have for this episode. Obviously, there's another episode about to drop on you in just mere minutes. Oh, yes. Cleaning out all that terrible soft sand. I love it. So, thank you for all your feedback. It's been quite helpful to me. I really, really, really appreciate all the feedback. And I hope you tune in for next episode. Just a reminder, the next vote, I'm not even sure what we're voting on yet. I'm going to have to decide, because in the Black Lake series, obviously I have a lot of goals sort of hanging over my head that I need to accomplish before I feel like we're good. But yeah, more on that later. Thank you for all your feedback. Thank you for watching. I hope you tune in next time. And if you're trying out this community challenge for yourself, I'd love to hear your stories. No one's actually shared a story with me yet, so still waiting on that. But adios.